Welcome to Talking Allergies, the podcast where we talk all things allergies about all types of allergies in all kinds of allergy lives.
From food allergies to environmental allergies, special guests, community stories, allergy and science giveaways, and more.
This is your allergy podcast for all things allergies. Hi, Melrick.
Hi, Grace.
Welcome to the first episode of Talking Allergies.
The very first episode. It's going to be very exciting for us to talk all things allergies. And what are you looking forward to on Talking Allergies, Grace?
I'm really looking forward to allergy stories. I love hearing about how people deal with their day-to-day lives, but also it's really fantastic to learn about the different things that they have, the different allergies, and their tips and tricks. What are you looking forward to, Melrick?
Well, can't use your answer, but I'm certainly looking forward to that as well. For me, it's really about learning new things about allergies. You always hear things from people, whether it's organisations or people that have allergies. You learn new things. And I learned last week, for example, there's a nightshade allergy, which was something new for me. And I'm looking forward to, as we talk allergies, we come across new things that are not just for me to learn, but for others too.
Well, that kind of starts us off. What is an allergy, Melrick?
An allergy occurs when the body's immune system reacts to a foreign substance it identifies as a harmful allergen. This may include substances consumed, inhaled, injected, or made contact with from certain foods, pollen, insects, metals, moles, etc. These substances, also referred to as allergic triggers, are harmless to most people. However, for an allergic person, it affects their immune system and reacts by producing antibodies, immunoglobulins, to fight the foreign substances. This leads to symptoms that can be mild to severe and life-threatening.
Definitely a serious topic, allergies. It's not just something that you go, oh, it's an allergy, I'm not going to worry about it too heavily. It is something that affects people's day-to-day lives.
I agree completely. And, we're not here on this podcast just to talk about allergies and sort of raise awareness. We're also here to make sure people understand the severity of allergies, because in some cases, unfortunately, allergies have also been fatal.
They have been.
And through not just awareness but understanding of what it means, and we'll talk a bit more about what that means later, we can certainly prevent some of these situations and also share and support each other through these challenges.
Definitely.
The other element about allergies is that the symptoms can have different reaction times. So some can happen within minutes, others can take days. Reactions can also affect a specific part of the body, or they can affect the body as a whole.
And people can be allergic to different groups of allergies too. What are the different groups of allergies?
Some of the common ones are your pollen allergies. So certainly one of those ones that you talk a lot more about this time of the year as things warm up across Australia. And pollen allergies can lead to allergic rhinitis, hay fever. You've also got some aggravated asthma symptoms depending on your personal situation. And pollen allergies are quite widespread across Australia.
Particularly this time of year, I know a lot more people are getting their emergency actions ready, or everyday actions where you've got your tissues, your antihistamines, or any other elements that you've been doing around this time of year.
Yeah, and certainly a good reminder, because I just forgot. I need to stock up on some tissues, so I'm going to stock up after this podcast. Look, you've also got your pet and your animal allergies, so where people can be allergic to the dander, the saliva, or even the urine and the feces.
And with pets becoming more and more in everyday life, at home, in the office, in cafes.
That's right. You got those cat cafes and dog cafes.
You do.
I think I saw a little echidna cafe pop up.
There is, but also even like puppuccinos are now becoming a thing.
Puppuccinos?
Puppuccinos. So they have these little puppuccinos, and so the dog can have a puppuccino while you have a cappuccino.
But if you have an allergy.
Yeah.
Okay. And not just pets, though. We are talking about animals. So, it could be wild animals or animals that people have as pets, but they're not your traditional pets as well, like your dogs and cats. So it could be a
wombat, a kangaroo.
Can you have a wombat as a pet?
Well, you can care for wombats. So people are carers that have them in the homes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then you've got your skin and allergies. Now, skin and allergies is a large group in itself, where you've got atopic dermatitis, atopic eczema, to name a couple. And it's certainly a group where you've got to speak to your dermatologist and your other healthcare professionals just to get to the understanding of what is going on, how to respond to those triggers and responses.
Definitely, and making sure that you're maintaining your skin and making sure that you know what the triggers are, working with your healthcare professional.
Another group is latex allergies. One of those allergy groups that you may not think about sort of in the same way as one of the ones we've discussed, like your pets and so forth, but ones that can be in a lot of products you don't realise.
It's a big one at birthday parties with balloons.
Balloons. Yeah, you've also got gloves, latex gloves.
With nurses and doctors wearing them.
Another group is your drug allergies, where you can be allergic to any kinds of drugs, like antibiotics. Can also be painkillers.
Anesthetics, different types that you can be allergic to.
And then you've got your mold allergies, another group that is maybe not as commonly known, but certainly one that you can come across in many places.
Yeah, it can be in leaf litter, in a whole lot of different places.
And then you've got your insect allergies, where you can be allergic to the bites, the stings, or the debris.
Yeah, with bees, cockroaches, ants, dust mites.
Oh, insects. We've got so many insects in Australia. And of course, the last group that we've left last on purpose so we can talk a little bit about it, given it's the most commonly discussed group out of all them, food allergies.
Food allergies.
And we're not just talking about the top 10, which of course is your tree nuts, peanuts,
egg, wheat,
dairy,
soy.
But also the other ones like nightshade that I mentioned a bit earlier. So a lot of other different foods that people can be allergic to. And now we're sort of, especially with people trying to be eco-friendly and so forth, foods are popping up in non-traditional places, not just food in food, but food in utensils.
Packaging,
exactly.
Mats. I found some where they had the peanut shells in mats.
Wow.
Yeah.
Certainly a group that we can talk a lot about by itself, but one of those groups that has a lot of awareness out there, but still not enough, And we hope that through talking about these allergy groups, we can start not just raising awareness about each of them, but making people realize that all of them exist together. And they all matter. All allergies matter.
And they can be such a big impact on someone's life. And you really do have to know what you're allergic to and what the precautions that you do take and your emergency actions.
Yeah, and that does bring up the important conversation of why it's important that we are aware of allergies, and not just necessarily aware of our allergies, but aware of others that have allergies, whether they're someone that we work with, someone that we live with, someone that we care with, or just someone that we meet for the first time. It is a very important part of the allergy life that people are aware of allergies.
And not just knowing about what an allergy is, say, knowing what their reaction is, but about what the people are allergic to in your life. So it's not always discussed, but saying, are you allergic to anything, or is there anything you can eat? And knowing what the actual reactions are for that person too.
Yeah, just be informed, be familiar with it, and of course be supportive of that person that has allergies. And, especially if it's someone you've just met and they sort of go to you, hey, I can't have this, or I've got an allergy to this. It's about sort of going, what happens if you have a reaction? What can I do? Is there something I can help you with through sort of doing something to make your life easier? It could be, for example, a pet allergy. It could be simply I'll put the cat away. If you have a cat allergy, I'll put the cat into another room for you. Things like that. Simple things. Just trying to sort of help and support others with allergies.
Yeah, and knowing if they have a reaction, what type of reaction that they would have. So if it was asthma or hives, or if it was even anaphylaxis, knowing what they're actually reacting to, why they're reacting, and how to get help as well is such a massive thing, but not just massive in terms of the actions, but it feels fantastic when someone actually really cares.
Yeah, and there are so many amazing people out there that support others with allergies. Some of course, you've got your allergy mums, allergy dads, allergy siblings. So all these people, whether it's at work, at home, wherever it is, it could even be on the playground if you're a kid. So it's helping others that have allergies that makes those that have allergies live safer and happier lives.
Exactly. But the impact from the person that has allergies is not just on that one person.
No, it's not.
It is on those allergy parents, siblings, the people around them do actually hold the care for those people as well. And I think it's really important to highlight those people in their lives that are carrying that, those actions that are being taken daily. It's not just something that you go, oh, they have an allergy and that's it. There are actually daily actions that are being taken to be those precautions. And those people are such a massive impact, and shout out to all of them.
Oh, certainly shout out. So, and you raise a really important point, Grace. If someone is living with someone that has allergies, but they don't have allergies themselves, or, it could be a co-worker or they're in school, they are also living an allergy life. You're also living with allergies through allergies. So you are commended, firstly, for doing so, but also you are part of the community. And without your support and without your help, we wouldn't be able to continue sort of enjoying and doing the things we love doing. So thank you.
Those people that really care for others, that even when they're not experiencing the allergy themselves, they understand, and then not only understand, but actually take action.
Yeah.
In terms of looking after the people or doing emergency actions, or even going, oh, no, sorry, you can't eat that, or this is not the best time for you to be doing, say, going to the workplace because we've got the dog in, maybe you should work from home. Those actions are massive in someone's life.
Yeah. You just have to be aware and then be ready. So if someone's told you about their emergency medication, or they've, in the past you've heard about what happens when they have a reaction, just take notice of that. Even ask the question. Trust me, as a person that has allergies, you might agree with this. We don't mind being asked multiple times what allergies we have. It's okay. It helps us. It helps the situation. Yeah.
Definitely. And it's not something that we want to, say, put onto someone and go, look, this is my allergies and this is what you have to care for. It's something that a lot of us hold, and it's not said until you ask.
No. Allergies matter.
They do. They can be the difference between spending your day doing everyday activities or in the back of an ambulance or at hospital.
Yeah. And it's important we talk about allergies. We talk about the serious side. We talk about the everyday side of things, because the more we talk about it, the more we not just share that importance, but we share that knowledge, that information, but also that familiarity of the fact that an allergy can impact a person's day-to-day life. Yeah.
If you do see someone having those reactions, that you know how to actually get them help as well, because someone having those reactions may not be able to help themselves, but might need help.
And allergies are such a broad topic of discussion where we can really talk about every angle of it.
It affects the person that lives it day to day, but it also affects the people that are caring for them, particularly if the person that has allergies is a minor and is being cared for by their parents. It's such a big aspect for them to take on, of caring for their child, but also their child having allergies or reactions, and understanding, okay, how do I look after them? What are allergies? What are their reactions? Because they're starting the allergy life from scratch, not knowing what they're allergic to, what the reactions could be, understanding what it is, and then taking care of them day to day. It's such a big aspect.
Yeah, and, we did mention this before, but it's important that we reiterate it. But if you care for someone that has allergies, you support someone that has allergies, you help them, thank you. Everybody in the allergy world appreciates you. So
definitely a huge shout out to them.
So Grace, today we're going to hear from you about your allergy story on the very first Talking Allergies podcast. To begin with, tell us a little bit about your allergies and the allergies you have.
Yeah, I've been diagnosed with 26 allergies.
26?
Yeah, 26. But probably the ones that I deal with the biggest day to day are the ones that I'm anaphylactic to, which is cashews, pistachios and shellfish, and the big environmental ones of dust mites.
So when you say cashews, pistachios, so those are tree nuts?
Yeah, they're a tree nut.
But no other tree nuts, just the cashews and the pistachios in that group.
Yeah, the ones that are related.
Okay. And then you've got your shellfish, and you said, so that crustaceans...
And mollusks.
Okay.
Mm.
So that's sort of like 2 groups in itself. Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got mollusks like oysters, oyster sauce,
Of course.
and shellfish, so crabs that people eat quite often.
Quite a lot, very popular in Australia. So
They are.
and you mentioned the environmental allergies as well.
Yeah, so dust mites, grasses, cockroach poo.
Cockroach poo.
Yes, cockroach poo. That was the official diagnosis.
I'm not here to question the official diagnosis.
Nope.
So, no. And when did you first learn you had allergies?
Yeah, so since a baby, I was hospitalised with eczema and asthma, but I didn't know that I had an allergy until grade 5 when I was in playground in school, and one of my friends offered me a cashew. I was afraid to eat the cashew just because it was a new food, and I took a slither, so I kind of like took the smallest slither just on the back of my tooth so that I could taste it, and my throat went a little bit numb and a little bit like scratchy, and then my face blew up.
So, and how old were you?
Grade 5, so I think that's around 10,
Okay.
11.
But you didn't have allergies prior to that?
I did, I just didn't know about them.
Okay.
So when we were growing up, we used to have crayfish quite a bit, and I'd have a reaction with eczema and hives, but didn't know what the actual reaction was.
Okay. Wow. And how have you seen the impact and changes to your day-to-day life from that?
So it changes over time. So obviously having allergies quite young and then going through being a teenager and then into adulthood, your allergies and the way that you deal with them changes over time. So when I was a kid, I used to have my parents cooking food for me and looking after, obviously, in that area. And then moving into adult, you check the back of your packs, making sure that you take those big precautions in your life, making sure that you're advocating for yourself, saying, okay, actually I'm allergic to these. When you're going out for a coffee, you always have to ask about your allergies, because now cashew milk has become a big thing in cafes.
So many different milks, and pistachio milk as well I've seen out there. So,
there's so many.
Yeah.
So, and also in the beans too, there's extract in the beans. So you have to make sure, even when you're going out for a coffee, which is really big in Melbourne, that you actually ask, okay, what's in the beans, what's in the coffee? Can you actually make sure that the jug is completely cleaned and the wand is cleaned?
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you manage day-to-day situations now?
So I have an allergy card in which I show people what my allergies are and what the emergency reactions are. And I take different precautions. So whether that would be if I'm going out, whether it is a reaction that I might get to, say, the pollen or grasses, knowing I have to manage my asthma reactions in that day, or obviously to take my emergency medications with me at all times.
Okay. And is there something you've learned about allergies you would not have known before you had an allergy?
Heaps. Because I've had an allergy from such a young age, I've grown up with it and don't know any different. So learning things about allergies is really what I learn is from other people and how they deal with their allergies, because I've only got my own experiences that I've lived with allergies, but listening to how other people have dealt and how they go about their day-to-day lives is really interesting.
If you met someone who's at the beginning of their allergy journey or just found out that they have allergies, what would you like to tell them?
That they should make sure that obviously that they're carrying their emergency medication with them at all times, that as soon as you find out, Make sure that you know what you have to do. That's probably one of the big things to get your head around, of understanding what to do, how to do it, and when. But also that the diagnosis you can do things that you didn't expect you could. So when I was growing up, I thought I wouldn't be able to do things like go to uni, go overseas, move out of home. I wasn't sure whether there were the different things that I could do. And with precautions, I've been able to do it.
Thank you so much for sharing your story. I learned a few new things myself, especially with the milk. I didn't think about that. It's such an everyday thing.
It is. Whenever you're consuming anything, it's really important to check, particularly if you've got a food allergy.
Yeah. And it's a good point as well to now talk about what we're going to do in our next episode, which will be all about food allergies.
We've got some special guests joining too, don't we?
We do. One or two. I won't spoil it. So, but stay tuned. It'll be a lot of allergies that we're going to be talking about.
Talking Allergies.
The discussions on Talking Allergies are here to support you or your loved one on your journey with allergies. The topics discussed here are not intended as medical instruction or as a substitute for advice by a qualified healthcare provider.